You're probably scrolling through TikTok or Twitter right now, seeing viral headlines claiming OpenAI is launching a phone next month, dropping secret AI earbuds, or putting ChatGPT right in your pocket. Are you being played? Well, yes, mostly. Welcome back to AI Verdict, where we do the research so you don't have to. Join our community of AI enthusiasts by clicking the link in the description below to subscribe to our free weekly newsletter. In this explainer, we're going to trace exactly what OpenAI is really making, when it's actually shipping, and how you can spot those fake rumors.
So, let me ask you point blank, looking at this absolute barrage of clickbait out there, do you feel like you're being played by the hype machine? I mean, with every influencer screaming about a brand new OpenAI device dropping next month, it's incredibly easy to get swept up in the frenzy.
But the short answer? Yes, mostly you are. Most of what is going viral right now is completely fake. But the truth of what's actually being built behind closed doors is perhaps even more fascinating than the rumors. So let's establish the hard facts right now and cut completely through the noise.
Okay, the very first clue was actually hiding in plain sight. Way back in May 2025, OpenAI quietly published a blog post announcing that Sam Altman and legendary iPhone designer Jony Ive had merged Ive's design studio with OpenAI. Now, notice the specific wording here. They said they assembled top engineers to develop products, not software. For a company that has literally only built software up to this point, using the word products right next to Jony Ive is a massive flashing tell.
Then, in November 2025, Sam Altman confirmed that prototypes already exist, and he explicitly called it the anti-iPhone. Think about it this way. If your current smartphone is like Times Square at midnight, buzzing, flashing, constantly demanding your attention, the OpenAI device is designed to feel like sitting in a quiet cabin by a lake. They are aiming for peace, calm, and absolutely zero buzzing notifications.
So what form does this thing actually take? If you're picturing some sleek, glass-screen smartphone, actually, scratch that. You need to recalibrate completely. Wired magazine unearths some language from legal court filings that is just crystal clear. It states the prototype is not an ear device, nor a wearable device. That single, legally binding sentence instantly destroys all those viral AirPods and smartwatch rumors flooding your feed. Based on some really credible reporting from Reuters and The Information, the very first product is likely a stationary, screenless, voice-first smart speaker with a camera. It's expected to be priced around $200 to $300, and it's basically meant to just sit on your kitchen counter or your nightstand. It'll likely run on a custom OpenAI chip for on-device inference. The idea is that it acts as an ambient companion, seeing your environment and proactively handling background tasks, like a super intelligent executive assistant, rather than a device you have to constantly tap and swipe.
Now, you know how it goes. Hardware is brutal, and timelines always slip. Tracing this chronologically shows exactly how those earlier promises are already outdated. They announced the Ive merger in May 2025. By November, prototypes existed, with a launch targeted in under 2 years. Then, in January 2026, OpenAI's policy chief stated they were on track for late 2026. But notice that final point right there. Something definitely shifted.
And that shift brings us straight to 2027. A court filing in the trademark case between OpenAI and a company called IO dropped an absolute bomb. Under penalty of perjury, OpenAI's lawyers stated that the device will not ship before the end of February 2027. So look, if anyone tells you a device is dropping this year, they are literally just making it up.
To empower yourself against all this misinformation, you really need a filtering system. I like to use the 3 buckets framework. Bucket 1 is your gold standard. Court filings, direct quotes, job postings. These are facts. Bucket 2 is credible reporting from Tier 1 journalists who have real vetted inside sources. And Bucket 3, that is where you need to be ruthlessly skeptical. TikTok, Reddit, anonymous leaks, and even predictions from respected analysts like Ming-Chi Kuo. Roughly 80% of the garbage in your feed falls directly into Bucket 3.
It's also super interesting to watch how OpenAI actually handles all these rumors. They rarely deny the existence of their broader hardware project, but they will aggressively kill specific incorrect details. For example, when the Qualcomm CEO gave a vague PR answer about working with OpenAI, the internet instantly assumed it meant a phone. But when a rumor about OpenAI dime earbuds went viral, OpenAI President Greg Brockman directly tweeted, "Fake news."
But hey, just because some rumors are fake doesn't mean the hardware project isn't real. In fact, our confidence rating for OpenAI shipping some kind of consumer hardware remains medium high. Why? Because they reportedly spent $6.5 billion acquiring Jony Ive's design firm. You absolutely do not spend that kind of cash on a weekend side project.
And if you want the ultimate, totally undeniable smoking gun, you don't even need a leaked memo. You just need to go look at their careers page. They're actively mass hiring operating systems engineers and embedded software engineers. In fact, there are reportedly over 200 engineers already working on this consumer devices team, explicitly tasked with building end-to-end hardware and software systems. A software company doesn't just mass hire an army of hardware experts for the fun of it, right?
All right, let's put that 3 buckets framework to the test with a rapid-fire myth-busting section. Myth number 1, an OpenAI phone is launching this year. The reality, as we just established from those bucket 1 court filings, is that nothing is shipping before early 2027. Completely false.
Moving on to myth number 2. Dime AI earbuds are dropping in 2026. Again, reality? False. This was explicitly denied by OpenAI's president, Greg Brockman, and it's totally backed up by court filings confirming the device is not an in-ear wearable. The earbuds are pure fiction.
How about myth number 3? OpenAI is making an appless AI phone. Well, the reality here is that this is an intriguing bet from analyst Ming-Chi Kuo. While it's definitely fascinating to think about, it firmly belongs in bucket 3. It's a prediction, not a confirmed company plan.
And finally, myth number 4. OpenAI ran a secret Super Bowl ad. The reality is that this was simply an AI-generated fake video created just to farm engagement. The truth of OpenAI's hardware is much, much quieter and way more deliberate than the hype cycle wants you to believe.
So if you want to bypass the whole social media circus and track the truth yourself, here are the exact 5 places you should be looking. Check the OpenAI careers page for shifts in their hiring. Search the patent and trademark databases. Look out for regulatory certifications like the FCC, because those happen right before a physical launch. Stick to Tier 1 tech press, like Reuters and Wired. And honestly, just pay attention to Sam Altman's on-the-record public interviews.
So let's bring it all together. Here's the actual, grounded reality of OpenAI's hardware ambitions so you walk away with the true picture. Prototypes absolutely exist. Right now, the first device is heavily reported to be a calm, ambient, screenless smart speaker, not a smartphone. It's launching in 2027 at the earliest. And looking a little further out, AI glasses are reportedly targeting 2028. If this explainer saved you from falling for the next viral rumor, please hit that like button and subscribe to AI Verdicts so you can be the very first to know when the actual device gets revealed. But before we wrap up, I really want to hear from you. What gadget do you actually want OpenAI to build? Do you want a pocket assistant, smart glasses, or maybe something entirely new that doesn't even exist yet? Drop a comment below with your thoughts.